Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got two replays in the Tier 7 American light tank, the T71 CMCD. This is a tank I've featured on the channel a couple of times before. It's me grinding for the third mark on Dirt Diggler for this tank, and it's a light tank that I really kind of enjoy. The track traverse on it really catches me out sometimes, so I drive absolutely terribly. And if you've seen some of my streams that I've been doing recently, you'll know how bad of a driver on this game I am. I'm terrible. I'd kill myself ridiculous amount of times. But that's another story. So this tank is a lot of fun. It's a good, fast light tank. It's good at evading shells because of that fast track traverse, even if it does lob you off bridges by accident every now and then. And the gun performance isn't too bad either. The penetration is not great on the standard rounds. The heat rounds are pretty good for a tier 7 light tank. So you got 145 standard pen on the APCR, so firing at this distance and stuff like that M46 pattern, I'm going to struggle to pen. Heat 210 pen. Now that's good, and obviously as well as that, I know heat's really, I don't like heat as a shell. Obviously it gets absorbed in spaced armour so often it's ridiculous. But it doesn't lose penetration over distance like this APCR does, so it's quite nice to have. And at 210 as well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like, if you think back in the day, old light tanks, when, well, this, to be fair, this tank didn't exist back then. This tank was created when they changed the light tanks from being at, you know, the top tier light tank being a tier 8 up to tier 10. And they split the T71, well, it was just the T71 back then, into the DA, which is basically what the Lycan is the old T71, and they split the DA and the CMCD up. So the CMCD is this with no autoload, a single shot. It defines the line a little bit better, and then you've got the DA, which defines the more autoloading line better, like with the, it's got an autoloader on that, and then you get the T69, and then you get the T54E1, and then T57 heavy. Whereas obviously this leads to the Bulldog, T49, and then Sheridan. So this is a tank that I really enjoy playing. And we're on the grind for the Bulldog at the minute. Well, I say that I completed it on stream. I completed the 3 mark for this tank. And the next game you'll see was like the first game I had in it on stream. I think in my first stream. And that went well, but you'll see that later. This game I was just playing to grind more of the mark on this tank. And we're on Sand River. And we're making the most of this position. Try not to kill yourself. There you go, you're fine. You didn't lose any health. Yeah, so we've made the most of that position. We've farmed as much as we can. And now the damage is basically not there to be shot at from that position. We're going to go in. Now this standard B obviously has a terrible reload. It's, you know, something we can abuse. And we damaged his ammo rack first shot as well. I wasn't paying much attention to that, but I'm pretty sure he also dumped his clip, which is why we went in. Because we knew he would be reloaded. We knew he's got a long reload. Obviously, we got lucky with breaking his ammo rack anyway. And we went and just destroyed him with our pretty decent DPM. But now there is some quite nasty things in that middle area, like the T95 and a T10. And we're going to struggle with those a little bit. 210 heat pen, like the 145 pen APCR, is not going to go through a T95 unless you get his butt. And the T10, it might struggle also. And that's the problem here with this, being that with the T10, you'll struggle even with the heat. Because spaced armour, Russian spaced armour, you might struggle to bounce, you might bounce on the lower plate of the T10. I mean, obviously, I think it's more like a 60-40 chance of going through. But the APCR won't. It's like that Patriot. The APCR wouldn't go through that Patriot from that distance. I have to fire heat to go through him. But we're currently just floating about, and then they've managed to get into our cap. Random rock alert. That's what happens when you don't pay attention where you're driving. So obviously they start capping, and it's like, oh god, we need to get back and reset. So that's what I've done. I'm charging back now to go spot what it is. It's just, There's a T71 CMCD and another light tank. It's the T49, which could be scary, in there. And we got lucky with the first shot. We put the T71 on the move. And now we're sort of donking shots. We need to get the reset. We put it in. The T71 hits us again. We get lucky that the T49 doesn't hit us. We hit the T71 on the move. And now we're coming in for this Sergeant Slaughter. And we're hoping that he doesn't shut us down. Luckily he misses and we shut him down, which is nice. We got a bit lucky. Well, we got very lucky there. Obviously we hit that the T71 CMCD quite a few times on the move. And now we've got to go back and flick round because our team has come back. There's now a heavy the TD there, and there's just this T49 to shut down in our base. And we're going to see if we can get a shot in, but unfortunately I was expecting to weave either left or right, and he just drove in a straight line. Sometimes it's kind of like that when you look at a light tank running, you're thinking they might duck and dive, and they don't. They're just driving a straight line, which is the worst thing they could have done because it means that they were supremely easy to hit. The thing is, you're kind of anticipating them moving, but they just don't, so you don't actually shoot like I didn't at that guy anyway. It just happens. So we've got this T10 and this T95 in the valley. And there's 5 of us left, but the fact is these guys could hurt us all. Now, we managed to shut that T10 down through the back of his turret with a heat round, and we've just got this T95. Now, he's going to be a bit of a pain, because like I said earlier, we are going to struggle to pen him. With only 3 of us left now, there's a TD, the medium, and me. And it's just going to be a little bit awkward. We get unfortunate with where that shot goes. It goes above him. And he's now looking our way. We managed to pen the cupola somehow with the heat shells. I've bounced that cupola with like 280 pen before, so it's quite lucky that went in. We put a nice shot into his superstructure with the heat again. But he's now swiveling back round. We're ducking behind cover because we're not getting hit by him. And the Iron Rain shuts him down, which ends the game nicely. We managed to win that. 3 kills. Ace Tanker, Confederate, nearly 3.3k damage. A lot of credits lost, but that's because we used food and most of the ammo in the tank. And that's 1952 base XP. Very nice game on Sand River, and Sand River is one of my favourite maps to play, just because I can do quite well in it in any sort of tank. And that game was what can be good for mobile tanks on that map. So now we're on to the second replay. And like I say, this was like the second or third game on the first ever stream I did. We are on Dirt Diggler, like I say, playing this tank. And I've done this tank now, which the video will come in sometime soon. And there's the other one that I really wanted to play. This is one of the reasons I do Dirt Diggler, because I play tanks that I never got a chance to play, or you know, I get to grind through these stuff. So like, I never would have played this on my main account, and I have on this one. I've done it. That's the other one I want to play, because I remember how fun the Lycan is, and the DA is basically a Lycan just with worse pen. And I'm not sure, there might be some soft stat changes as well, but you know, it's a tank that I want to grind through. It's a tank that I want to 3-mark. So I'll get there in due time. But there's also tanks like the T21 and the M7 that I never played that I'll also get a chance to do as well, which will be nice. But now we're on Mountain Pass, and this game ends in quite a good way, and it kind of caught me off guard as well when I did it. So we've come to the normal spot at H5 that you want to go to in light tanks, really. You either go to this corner or you go to the other corner to spot, because you can see across there, you can spot them, and you can get shots down range. Like, these guys can't see me at the minute, and we're currently slinging shots in. So we've loaded the heat for the Black Prince, because we'd never pen it with APCR from over here. And now we've realised there's a lot of stuff behind us, so we've got to help out. We get a nice shot into the side of that ARL's turret. We're going to see if we can finish him off. We do quite nicely, and we're going to come around the corner again. And then there's this VK, and he's going to be a bit of a problem, because with our 145 pen, it's a tier 6 heavy, with our 145 pen, we will struggle at times to hit it. And we take a hit from him there. He's using the short 88. Is that the short 88? Yeah, I think so. But we take 2 hits from him there. We didn't need to take that second hit. And we lose a fair chunk of our hit points. And that's not what we wanted to do. And we didn't get any pens in return on that VK either. They've killed our guys, and we're now in sort of a state of retreat. We're going to fall back to this rock here to use it as cover, and we're still going to try and pop shots at these guys as they're shooting our friends here. So we're going to drive out, see if we can get a shot. We pop a shot, the Comet miss. And this is where the sort of snapshot ability of this tank isn't as good, because we're going to miss quite a few of these. And really, we take needless hits as well. So we're going to load the heat, because like I was saying, we were struggling with that VK. Then he pulls back behind the Comet. We don't need the heat for the Comet, but it's the way it is. We miss that shot, unfortunately, into the dirt. And we're just going to try and keep popping shots into him, but we keep missing. This is where the accuracy of the gun lets it down a little bit. We get a nice shot to him there. He's now 266 health, 316 on the Comet. And we're sort of locked into this position a little bit, because we don't want to take any more hits from them. But we do want to put shots in. We want to help our friends here, who are starting to get shot from everywhere. They've got themselves into a little bit of a crossfire, and it's a bit of a troubling one to get out of. So we're going to pop a shot into the top of that VK's turret. That was a nice bit of RNG for it to fly in. Then we bounce off the top of his turret, and he manages to get behind cover. We managed to somehow bounce that guy, which is quite nice. I suppose it's because of how angled we were, and we noticed that we could have killed that Skoda T25. His position in there, we could have done it if we'd noticed sooner. So now the challengers come up. That's a bit of an awkward one. No one else is left around us. We want to get out, so we're going to weave in the hopes that they don't hit us, because that challenger's got a 32 pounder, so he's going to hit us for 280 if he hits, and that'll hurt. So we managed to get out there without taking a hit, which was nice. And we're going to now run across this bridge, and we're going to see if we can pop a shot into these guys on the move. We do. We get a nice shot into the heavy tank number 6 as we're running away. And this is where I've got to be careful with my driving, because I don't want to tap the stick too far to the left and go flying off that bridge, which I've done too many times before. And we're going to run round. Right now I'm thinking, should I go up here and go sit on top of this hill and wait for that medium tank to come up? But he beats me to it, pretty much. And we missed a shot on him auto-aimed. Now I'm thinking he's going to chase me, so I actually want to get up on top of this hill so I can get shots at him as he comes round, and I'm up at a higher point. I'm pretty convinced at this point, I am pretty sure he is chasing me. But as it would seem, we spot him as he goes to the bridge. And now we've entered a 1v5 situation. And at the time, I didn't realise it. I didn't realise we were in a 1v5, and that's because the Cromwell kills himself. And I hadn't really registered. I think at this point in the stream, I was Randy was in the stream and I was talking to him. And I just really, to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention to what was cracking off in this game as much as I was talking to Randy, and I wasn't focusing so much on what was happening, and I was taking probably more chances than I would if I was actually concentrating, because I was thinking it through. So I YOLO this Comet, and then I shot him down. I got lucky he didn't hit me. And I think that probably helps me in a way, because I didn't realise what was on. If I'd realised that I was in a 1v5, I'd have probably cocked up, because I'd have been thinking, oh, I'm in a 1v5. You know, they're taking things a little bit more careful. But, like I say, I'm talking to Randy, and I'm just thinking of random... Well, I'm just not really concentrating too much. And I'm all about let's just do this. Let's just do that. So right now, I'm just like, you know what, screw it. Let's just YOLO this Skoda T25. Let's shut him down. Let's get rid of him. You know, I could have approached this situation so much better than I actually do. And I just YOLO around the corner and take the hit, bang. I think my other thinking was when he dropped his clip, his 3-shot clip into me, it was firing HE. So I thought maybe he'd be firing HE still, and he'd only do like 30 damage. But unfortunately, he loaded back AP, and we're only on 170 health now. So we've turned a 1v5, or well, really it was a 1v4 because the Cromwell killed himself. We've turned the 1v5 into a 1v2 by shutting down the Comet and the Skoda. And because I am a one-shot for both tanks that is left, because I'm pretty sure it's the VK left as well. So I'm a one-shot for both of them. So I don't want to get caught out in the open against their guns. Now I'm kind of thinking that maybe that Challenger will be going back up up to about E3, or he was last spotted coming this way where I'm running. So I'm kind of hoping that he's going to be running towards our base this way, across here, and that I'm going to be quick enough to catch him out in the open and get a few shots into him in the back and stuff, so that I can then shoot him a couple of times and then run away. But I've not spotted him. Currently not seeing him. And it's like, okay, so maybe he's gone round to the back of our base. So we're just going to go basically scout it out. We're going to go check it out, see what happens, see if they're knocking about. So we kind of come up the hill a little bit to see if we can spot them. No. Our guy pings their base. And I'm thinking that the VK might be down there, but I don't know. So we crested that ridge line there to try and see down the 9-0 line, see if by any chance they're down there, and they're not. So I'm climbing back to the top of this hill now to see if maybe they're hiding in a nook and cranny up here. And if not, then I can get a good view of what's cracking off over here. Because I'm pretty convinced they'd be hunting me. That is my thought right now, is they are hunting me. Obviously it's team destruction. So they could right now they're winning. If the timer ran out, they'd win. With it being team destruction. But I thought, I'm the one guy left. I'm a one-shot. They know I'm a one-shot. They're going to be chasing me somewhere. And I'm still not seeing them, so you know what? I'm going to go hunt them out. So we're going to run down the ice road, and we're thinking, you know what? Let's go scope out their base, go back to the top of their hill to see if we can get another vantage point from up there. See if, and pop up in a place that they might not think I would. And I'm also just running this way to see if I can scout out the ice road. So like you can see, I'm looking down the middle, hoping that I might catch a glimpse of someone through that, under that bridge, but nope, no cigar. And we're just going to keep rolling this way. And there's a good chance they could be in the base. It's going through my head right now. And I think Randy had just left at this point, so he missed out on the ending of this game. And I was saying in the stream itself, I think I was saying, you watch, I've just run around the map, thinking they're chasing me, thinking they could be somewhere chasing me down, and they're going to be up on top of this bloody hill, aren't they? Oh, and lo and behold, they are. That Challenger was firing HE. If he'd been firing AP, he would have killed me. But he fired HE and didn't pen me. He comes forward thinking that he could get me and doesn't. And then we spot the VK. He comes out the blue after I've killed the Challenger. It's like, oh god, there's the other guy. They've both been camping up there. They've both been waiting for me to come round the corner. Either that or they were just camping up there waiting for the timing to expire. I have no idea what they were both doing up there. Especially since the last time they were both spotted, they were both sort of over on the H line. So it's weird. But we duped. That was the important bit, and I've just missed it as it happened. I duped up the hill, and then as I got unspotted, swiveled back round, and then drove out so that I could catch the side of that VK to shoot him. And he thought I was coming up, so I had him completely distracted. So yeah, this game ended, and I was like, wait, what? Okay, I got a Kolobanovs. Like, I, I honestly didn't think I was 1v5. I thought I was 1v4. But we'll take it. 1v5, Kolobanovs. Only a first class, but first class Kolobanovs, whatever. That was my fourth ever Kolobanovs, and I'll take it. And it was a nice game. It was, like I say, it was one that I was kind of distracted throughout the whole game, so I never realised what was happening, but that's the way it happens. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.